Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to LW's Boxing. We're back again with another one. We got these new IBF rankings that just came out, so we're going to cover these today. Salute to everybody coming to the building. I appreciate it for sure. All right, we're going to do a screen share. We're going to get straight to it. See what we got going on. All right, so we're going to start with the heavyweight division, as usual. We know Usyk still unified champion. Real no news on him. They was talking about him fighting that kickboxer. First Deontay, then the kickboxer. I'm not even sure what they're going to do. I'm not even sure what Usyk going to do. Now, the number one spot is vacant, but we're going to have Frank Sanchez and Richard Torres fight for the number one spot. So once that mandatory get in place, y'all already know how the IBF do. They're going to order that. Derek Chisora is going to face Deontay Wilder. That's April the 4th. Let me see. Who got something coming? I know Lawrence Okolie is trying to fight Caballero, but I'm not sure if that fight going to happen. I like Guido. Guido at number 8. He's pretty solid. Richard Rapport, he fights with Boxer. Yo, Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Worley. They in deep talks to happen May the 9th. Yo, that's going to be a fire fight right there. I hope they make that one for sure. Philip Herkovic was in the running to get the Fabio Worley fight, but looked like it fell through. So let's see what he does. Maybe run that shit back with Zane. I did hear that. Moses Otama, he'll be back March 28th. He's going to face Jermaine Franklin. F.A. Ajaba is fighting on Sunday against Charles Martin, but since he's with Zuffa, maybe this ranking don't mean too much. Arslan Beck is number 15. He's going to fight Tyson Fury April the 11th. So that's a big opportunity for Arslan Beck to see what he can do. I heard Abel. Yeah, they order him. The IBF ordered Abel versus Lucas Body. Let's see if that holds up. Cruiserweight. Jabataya, still IBF champion, Ring Magazine champion. He got some news today, official. He's going to fight number 15, Brandon Glanson. And then they're going to debut the new Zuffa belt. So Jabataya is the Ring Magazine champion. From my understanding, he still is defending his IBF title. But I don't know if they're going to recognize it on TV. I don't know. But let's see. Let's see what happens with that. But, to be honest, we know who the number one guy. I think Ja the number one guy, even though Zerto got the other two belts. And I think he beat the guy. He beat the guy who was number one, so that makes him number one until Zerto can come beat him. It is what it is. But the fight with Brandon Glanson, that's going to be a good one. That's March the 8th? That's going to be a good one right there. So Chris Bell-Smith, he's at the top spot. If that title becomes vacant, Chris Bell-Smith will have an opportunity to fight for it. Him and David Naika. That would be actually a solid fight. Vidal Riley, I'm hearing that he's supposed to announce his next opponent. He's supposed to fight on the Chisora and Deontay Wilder card. So let's see. Mike Perez, he got some smoke coming up against Elise Junior Elise, Queensberry fight. Robin Safar is in the mix. That's a Golden Boy fighter. Massanek. I think Massanek is fighting Vidal Riley. I think. And those guys dropped in the rankings. Massanet and Masquia, they dropped in the rankings. So we'll see if they order something because Jabatai, he just fought his mandatory, so they'll probably try to get a new mandatory pretty soon, depending on what he does with that IBF belt being on Zuffa Boxing. Marlon Prince, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Pat Brown, he's coming back April the 3rd. So I like Pat Brown too. He's gonna be a world champion. I like him. I can see Cal Crew with Zuffa. Shoot, if he left Golden Boy, yeah. If he left Golden Boy, we'll see. I haven't heard much from him. I was thinking he should have fought on the Virgil Ortiz card in November since it was in Texas, but he didn't make it on that show. Light heavyweight, Dimitri Bivol and Michael Eifert, those guys have a purse bid coming up on the 13th on Friday. So I feel like that fight should happen. I don't know. Let's see. But Efer been mandatory for a long time. So let's see if we're gonna get his opportunity. I know they was talking about Bivol fighting his mandatory and then doing the trilogy with Beterbiev. I think that fight can happen in the future. Yeah, for sure. But I think Pat Brown will eventually be a heavyweight in a couple of years, depending if he can win a world title at cruiserweight. I think yeah, for sure that'd be a good fight over there for the UK. So we got Conor Wallace number two. David Morrell's gonna fight Callum Smith. They're looking like April for that. We're just waiting for an official date. Let me see. But Turbiev, I'm not sure what he's going to do. I did hear he was coming back. Him and Bivol was going to fight on the same card, but who knows? Who knows? Ben Whitaker is talks about him being the co-main event on Boot's next card. We getting some good news about Boots and Virgil, so that would be a great spot for Ben Whitaker to fight on that undercard. You know what I'm saying? Against a quality opponent, I hope. Craig Richards, he might be a future opponent for Ben Whitaker down the line. Najee Lopez is fighting March the 13th. He's facing Gallegos. I like Najee Lopez. Atif Overton, he's fighting on Carissa Shields' undercard. Look like. Then you got Joshua Bowaxi. So I mean, you still can move and shake in the light heavyweight division. We got the top guys: Benavidez, Beterbiev, Bivol, Callum Smith, and Morrell fighting each other. So it's still some good stuff that can happen. Super middleweight. So we have a vacant title. We finally got a date for that vacant title fight. Iglesias versus Singani. Those guys is going to fight uh, April the 9th. So that's good news. And I'm saying it took a while to get to this point for Iglesias. A lot of people turned him down. So he's going to fight for the vacant IBF title. And it's a tricky fight. My man Sagani can fight from Russia. Kind of tricky, got a tricky style. But it should be solid. So no news on Canelo. They said September for him. Jaime, I know he was trying to get the Resendez fight. Not sure what's popping with that. Hamza Shiraz gonna fight for the vacant WBO in May. It looked like. So maybe they're working on a big show for him to headline in the UK. We have Troy Williamson. He got to do a rematch with Callum Simpson. That's May the 2nd, I believe. Callum Simpson got stopped in that fight, and he had a rematch clause. Pacheco, he turned down the WBO vacant title fight. He got some stuff going on with his management and his new trainer, so I'm not sure what's next for him. And Beg the Bully number 15. Beg the Bully will be back in a couple of weeks. He's facing Sino Becco, and he's fighting on the Barrio Sarai Garcia undercard. Z Pacino, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Yes, sir. Moving down 160. So, shoot, as of right now, as I'm talking about this, Janabek is still unified champion. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I thought he got stripped already. I done forgot about that shit. But he tested positive for a banned substance. He had to pull out that fight against Lara for 3 belt the unification in December. And I don't know. They got him suspended on BoxRec, but I know he had to get the B sample open. That was like almost a month ago, at least 3 weeks ago. So I'm not sure what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So everybody underneath this is waiting on the decision of these guys. I saw Golden Boy added Amari Jones, Joshua Edwards. Yeah, they on that card. Amari Jones is gonna face Luis Arias. I'm not sure about Joshua Edwards. So if the title becomes vacant, number 2 versus number 3 should fight for it. Shaquille Thompson is actually fighting March 28th against Brad Pauls. It's a must win for him. He win that fight, he'd be in a great position to fight for a title, hopefully. Aaron McKenna, he's up there too. They put Mo Williams back in the in the rank in the IBF rankings. He was number one in the mandatory, but he chose to go down the WBC route to fight Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames pulled out of the fight week, so he basically lost his ranking. But they put him back at number 5. You know what I'm saying? Janabek got some funny business going on. Yeah, I'm not sure how they trying to. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, Amari Jones, number 7. He creeping up there in the rankings. We have a new entry though, Jahad Tucker coming in number 14. So that's interesting because he really ain't had nothing shaking really since the Chuck Simpson fight, and this is the first time Jahad Tucker been ranked. That's he must have something coming up. I was hearing, but yeah, about the yo-yo fight, but I'm not sure. But he got something to be ranked. Like they put him in that spot for a reason. That's good. Maybe he gets something else. That's what's up. 154. Josh Kelly is a new champion. I know Bachram is protesting, but I think that it's going to keep him at number 5. I guess because that's the precedent. When the same thing happened with Vladimir Shiskin when he fought William Skull. It was a bad decision, but his team protested. They just kept him at the top of the rankings. They didn't do it. They didn't order an immediate rematch, but they just kept him at the top of the rankings. And the reason why Bachram is protesting is because the last round, one of those judges scored a 10-10. But the whole fight, that's the only round he scored 10-10 in a real close fight. So, I mean, that's cause for, something going on. He said he got something cooking. Yeah, let's see. I know he was looking crazy in that video when they was jumping on Tiger. Go back and watch that shit when they was in like the hallway. He was looking crazy. He didn't know what to do. I was laughing at that shit. I'm like, look at Jahad Tucker. What he doing? That shit was funny as hell. So Josh Kelly, he's in a good position because if Boost and Virgil happens, like they saying it's back on, we can see Josh Kelly versus Xander. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a 3-belt unification. I think it's possible too because Josh Kelly don't have a mandatory yet. He will get one April the 18th. We got Brandon Adams versus Kevin Ajako. Those guys fighting in Southern California. So, they got time to make that fight because you already know once the IBF get their mandatory in place, they ordering that shit. So this is what February the 10th. Man, let's see if they can make and Josh Kelly and Xander fought on the same day. They got a couple of more weeks, maybe even a month or so, to make that fight. That way, before the IBF starts sending out letters and shit saying you gotta do a mandatory. So yeah, bro, let's get it. Xander versus Josh Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I take it. I mean, especially if we're gonna get Boots and Virgil. Yeah, I take that. That's the next best fight right there. Yeah, so Brandon Adams and Kevin Ajako, that's gonna be fun. Bachman's still back in a good place. You got Nikita Zoo moved up to number 6. He said, so what I'm hearing is a 4-man tournament. Nah, probably not. Nah, it ain't gonna be like that. Just I guess those guys, because it's not necessarily that those guys gonna fight. It depends if Xander win. If Xander win, he might go get the winner between Fandor versus Keith Thurman. So now I wouldn't say no 4-man tournament. Bakari Samaki at number 7. He's fighting for the WBC final eliminator. He's a pretty good fighter. You got Tim Zhu. News about Tim Zhu. He's going to take a combat fight in March. Then he's looking to fight Earl Spence in the summer. So that's big news. Haven't heard much from Adriel Holmes or Freddie Rojas. They've been quiet. Giovanni Santillon is right there at number 11. I'm not sure what's next for him. Ben Mahoney, he could be a possible opponent for Tim Zhu for that combat fight. He said Booth still WA interim, ain't it? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But that shit, I don't know if he would be called as the mandatory. I think Xander, especially if Xander wins, he'll basically be like the star of the division. He'll probably be able to get the Fandora fight or Keith Thurman over fighting Boots, in my opinion. They'll get him the leeway. But we'll see. Boxing, boxing is up and down. Andres Kakarakis coming in number 13. Look like he's a man without a home at the moment because overtime boxing look like they out of business. So I like him though. Kakarakis can fight. Then you have Wendy Toussaint who came in on short notice against Ammo. So he dropped down a couple of spots to number 15. But he fought okay given he only had 24 hours to fight. So I ain't really mad at it. All right, 147. Lewis Crocker is the IBF champion. He has his mandatory coming up against Leon Paro. Looking like March. Um, Leon Paro's team won the purse bid, so they're looking to put that fight on ASAP. So looking like March. So sure, they should be announcing the fight pretty soon. So yeah, that's tricky. Crocker got to go down to Australia. You know what I'm saying? Leon Paro is trying to be a two-time world champion, two-division world champion, and he can win that fight too. Blue Hustle Man, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you though coming through. Yes, sir. Um, so we're gonna see when they gonna line that up. Patty Donovan still in the mix. Ricardo Salas, Karen Shikazian. He got some decent names right here. Brian Norman is a new entry. Brian Norman Jr. comes in at number 9, so maybe he creep up that way. That would make sense too because if he can get in a title eliminator, he'll guarantee a world title shot. Y'all know how that works with the IBF. Rohan Polanco, Tiger Johnson, Conor Walker. Conor Walker should be back in a few months. So yeah, that's what's up. Harlem Eubank and Elvis Rodriguez. So yeah, they shit on 147 now, but if they actually fight each other, now this division with these contenders, they can run some fades. And I think there'll be some good fights too. 140, Richardson Hitchens, IBF champion. He got Oscar Duarte coming up in a couple of weeks, February 21st. That's an interesting style matchup. Duarte is a power puncher, throw a lot of hard looping shots, a lot of hooks, overhand rights. So Hitchens is a boxer, good boxer too. A good jab, 1-2. He can control the fight with the jab, and he's a big 140 pounder too. So he got enough size and durability to be able to handle the strength of Duarte. I think he can. But we're going to see. He has a mandatory, Landolfo Delgado. So I'm not sure. I mean, of course, I think, if he can lock in a unification like right away, then they probably won't order that. You have Gary Antoine Russell fighting on that same card. I mean, no brainer. It's like, yo, that's the fight to make. You know what I'm saying? Unless they get a bigger fight with Keyshawn. Keyshawn is number 3. So that's a big fight for Hitchens. The IBF mandatory, they gonna call that shit. So I don't know what Hitchens' plan is. Them putting Gary Antoine on that card, maybe that's a path to unification. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he want to unify, and Dalton Smith is unavailable. He's gonna fight Abrela Playo sometime either early summer or late spring. That's a WBC mandatory. He's not gonna fight Shakur, the other champion, WBO. So that leaves Antoine. Him and Antoine on the same schedule, same card. I mean, might as well. And I think they'll get an alibi, and he can get excused from fighting his mandatory Delgado if he take that Antoine fight. But we'll see. Maybe he this is his last fight at 140. Maybe Hitchens after Duarte he move up to 147. So there's a lot of scenarios. I like Arthur Belasanov, pretty solid, fights out of Canada, southpaw. Gabriel Valenzuela, I thought he beat Delgado. Adam Azam and Gustavo Limos, they're gonna run it. They're gonna reschedule their fight. They was fighting for the number 2 spot. It was an IBF eliminator, so they can reschedule that. Tito Mercado, I seen him at the Zuffa event. I'm not sure if he's gonna sign with them or he was just chilling. But I don't know his deal with Matchroom too. I don't know the circumstances with that. So yeah, Kenny Sims, he always seems like he's on the outside looking in, but he's a good fighter too. Sean McComb, he's a tricky guy. He can fight. We haven't heard much from Michelle Rivera. I feel like he can get in the mix too. Pierce O'Leary is fighting Mark Chamberlain. March the 14th. That's on the undercard of Jazza Dickens versus Anthony Kakashi. That's a good fight right there. Yeah, that's a good fight. I'm with that. I'll take it. March 14th. Lightweight. Ray Mortala is the IBF champion. Had a good title defense against Andy Cruz. I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Mortala won that fight for sure. So he's in a voluntary state right now. Mandatory, no mandatory right now. The IBF did order Lucas Body versus Albert Bell. Not sure if that fight going to happen because Lucas Body is waiting for what the WBA going to do. If they're going to do anything about officially stripping Tank, because they still currently have Tank rated. I mean, they still have Tank listed as a champion. And they said they were supposed to make a decision in 5 days. 5 days and gone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're going to do with that. But the two guys in front of them, Floyd Schofield, he's going down the WBA route for sure. And Mark Masayo, he might be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Even though he pulled out of his WBC final eliminator with Manisi at 130, he gonna campaign at 35. But I'm not sure if he's actually gonna fight for sanctioned bodies anymore. We'll see. But they skipped him, so they went down the line, and those two guys wasn't available, so they got to 5 and 6. Lucas Body and Albert Bell, that's an interesting matchup. Body got the power. He's a bigger puncher. Bell been around for a long time. He a veteran. He got a tricky style, tall, crafty. He been waiting for his opportunity for a long time. So let's see. I think they got a certain time period to accept because when the IBF order a fight, the first thing they do they order the top two guys that's available. Then they give them like 3 days to accept. Right, Albert Bell, to my understanding, he already accepted. So waiting on Lucas Body. So let's say Lucas Body don't accept by the end of the week. They'll go to the next guy. Then you got Andy Cruz. So we give him time to accept. He say no, we go to the next guy, so on and so forth. That's what they did at 168 with Iglesias. They just went down the line until somebody said, "I take the fight." You feel me? So I think Albert Bell might be in that position because he's 6'1", fighting at 135. A lot of dudes is like, yeah, I don't know, bro. We fighting an eliminator. I gotta fight him for an eliminator and short money. I don't know. I pass. So it might be one of those situations where it might get down to one of these Russians. Like I don't know about Zoradalev, but maybe the other one, Arthur Shadakov. Maybe it get down to him or somebody, and they like come to Russia and we'll fight you when they have all the advantages. So it's good that he's getting his opportunity, but let's see if he actually get a good solid opponent. You know what I'm saying? Um. So yeah. So for Ray Mortala, I guess the unification is in order. I wouldn't mind the Shakur fight at 135 or 140. I think that's a decent fight. The unification with Abdullah Mason, um, shoot, even him going up to 140. He's with RGBA. They got a bunch of guys at 140. Duarte fighting Hitchens. Delgado is the mandatory for Hitchens. And then you bring up Mortala, that's like a little log jam with RGBA. But I don't know. Maybe his best bet is to stay at 35. It is some good fights for him. We just have to see which way he go. 130, we got Sugar Nunez. He's gonna fight Navarrete. Nice unification at the end of the month, February 28th. That's gonna be dope. No mandatory in the IBF as of yet. I haven't heard nothing. I think Ray Ford is trying to take a eliminator with the WBC. So we'll see. We'll see who actually get to that spot to fight for a vacant title, fight for a final eliminator. I see Josh Pally up in there. Maybe Josh Pally can climb up and get an opportunity. Rosen Castellanos in there. Andres Cortez. Those are top ranked fighters that's probably looking to do something else. Michael Magnesi is fighting WC Eliminator. It looks like maybe he's gonna fight Ray Ford. So a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts going on. 126, Angelo Leo. So they order a purse bid for his mandatory, Rais Salim. That's a pretty decent fight. I like Rais Salim. He went on to Japan, had a good win. Leo is a fun style. I think these guys know each other from sparring in Vegas and stuff like that. So I think they mesh real well in the ring. 126 got four solid champions. B Figgy just got the WBA, stopping Nick Ball. We got Shushu Carrington, had a good performance, highlight reel knockout, winning the vacant WBC. So we got two brand new champions at featherweight. Then we got Espinoza. Espinoza, I think he's the longest reigning champion at featherweight. I think, yeah. And then you got the IBF champion Angelo Leo. So in a perfect world, we get some unifications and stuff like that. But y'all already know. B Figgy and Espinoza has the same trainer, so and look like Espinoza may be moving up to 130 sometime soon. So still, I can hope Shushu versus Figueroa makes sense, or Shushu versus the winner of Leo and Eileen makes sense as well. So let's run it. Now I know everybody's waiting for Anyway to get to featherweight. Anyway is going to defend his undisputed titles. He's the only undisputed male champion too. That's funny. But he's going to fight Junto Nakatani in May. It's been quiet, but they're going to pick up steam probably like in March. It's going to be close to time for them to announce that fight. So the guys at featherweight, they in position because if he beats Junto, he's definitely coming up. I feel there's nothing left to do at 122 for him. Leo and Aline was supposed to fight 122. I don't know if they was on track to fight. I think Aline went the WBA route. And he was close. Aline was closer to supposed to fight Fulton instead of because remember Leo didn't keep his belt that long. He even had one defense. He lost to Fulton. So it was supposed to have been Aline and Fulton. I'm not sure if those guys was close. Or Topalis is back. The brother fighting Gabriel, right? They fighting on Friday. Announcing the hour. Is that's an eliminator? Topalis, a former unified champion. Yes, sir. That's good stuff. Uh, no, I think no. I don't know if that's eliminated or not, but I know Brian Mercado is fighting an elimination battle against Ryo Nashida coming up on Sunday. That should be a pretty interesting style matchup too. Nashida is he's a former champion, 122. 118. Sorry, he lost his belt to Juntu, and he'll be in position with a win. So that's good stuff. Sam Goodman will be back soon. I heard something about him coming back. Maybe on one of these cards in Australia, like in I think March or April for Sam Goodman. And he's close too. He's right up there. Shabazz Masood. I want to see him active. You know what I'm saying? And possibly fight for a world title as well. Um, who else? I haven't heard much from MJ since he lost to Naoya anyway in September. Jerwin Cajas. Sebastian Hernandez. I like him. He's fun. Yeah, get him back in the mix. Get him back. It's some good fighters right here. Jose Salas. He's a new world champion too. I like him. He might be in a position where he can unify, or at least have a voluntary defense. I see Nonito Donaire as number 9 in the new rankings. But Salas, he's pretty good. He looked real strong, and winning the vacant IBF title a couple of months ago. Looked real good. I think he can position himself to get a big fight with Bam. Of course, unifications in this division. I wouldn't mind the Medina unification. That'd be solid. Once Tacoma figure out, once he get past, he got a good opponent coming up. Former 4 division world champion Ioka. If Tacoma can get past Ioka, then that'd be a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of smoke still at 118. A lot of potential good fights. I know Masuda is facing Donaire. So I'm not sure if they're going. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I know I've been hearing about Kenneth Lover and Andrew Kane fighting for the final eliminator. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, or maybe Masuda and Donaire fight for it. I don't know, but yeah, it's still some good fights. As Kasui, the two Pro Box guys, Kasui and Angelo Leo. I mean Angelo Michael Angeletti. My bless, Michael Angeletti. Yeah, that'd be good too. I see Kazaoka up in there. Tenshin Nakasawa, he's gonna face Gaio. Yeah. So I love the Japanese though. They about that smoke for sure. They don't hold their fighters back. Um he said, let me see. Educated Jab, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said they have to order the eliminator soon. Okay. Yeah, let's get that one. Let's get it. They mess around and be on Zuffa boxing. He said Kane is trash. Man, he got some home cooking. Cause I thought that first knockdown was more cause for that fight getting stopped than what happened to my man. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was walking to the neutral corner when the referee stopped the fight. Andrew Kane was looked like he was about to throw up. We kept bending over and shit, and they kept it going. And then the shit he did after the Figgy stoppage was crazy. But they ain't gonna do nothing about it. 115, you got Wilbalo Garcia. He has a purse bid coming up with Maloney. Maloney is hell bent on fighting for chump change against Garcia. He hell bent. I would like to see him take step aside and allow Bam to fight Garcia for undisputed, and then Maloney work out a deal so he can guarantee to fight Bam because we think Bam gonna win anyway. That's my thoughts, but like they hell bent on taking that 15%. That's crazy. He basically he's um he's basically gonna push himself out of like a crazy tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense for Andrew Maloney to take step aside, fight on the undercard of Bam versus Garcia, build it up. They got a storyline. You know what I'm saying? He fought Bam's brother. They fought a trilogy. It makes sense, right? And then just have a fight, just a regular fight on the undercard, get a payday, stay active, and then, you know what I'm saying, you'll get the big fight with Bam. And you'll get more bread. But I don't know. He's quite confident. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I seen that. You seen that. You sent that to me. Yep, yep, yep. I hope so. That'd be dope. Do it in San Antonio, and then you know, hopefully, Bam will give him an opportunity if he's willing to stay for one more fight. Because I think he could stay for one more fight. To be honest, at 115, because at 118 they still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? They still like the biggest fight at 115 is like those guys in Japan. Maybe Tacoma is the biggest fight right now, and he got a big fight coming up. So I guess I think I would like to see him stay for one more if they can get them. Maloney can step aside. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Waiting for you to ask. He always asks. Yeah, I might ask him. I'm gonna wait to. I'm gonna ask him next week once we get closer to. If they don't make an announcement before the 20th, I'm gonna ask him for sure. We have Kenshiro versus my man Ricardo. That's a good fight. That's an IBF eliminator. That's a good one. Yes, sir. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one for sure. It is. So Maloney is a mandatory. Then they're doing another elimination bout, but I like that fight. My man Ricardo can fight. A good boxer. He got dropped in that fight against Vince Paris and got back up and won that fight. All boxing. Easy money. 112, my man Yabuki. We gotta give him a big opportunity. Get him Bam. He'll take that Bam smoke. But look like he might be the odd man out with these unifications. Um, we got the unified champion Sandoval They ordered the WBC mandatory and Galal fight, and they took it back, and they ordered it again. So look like it's back on. That's actually a good fight if it happens. Their style will match up real well. And then the WBO champion, you got Anthony Oscar. He having a defense coming up in March the 15th. So Yabuki may have to just stay active or get the biggest fight available um, for him. You know what I'm saying? Real fun fight. Mandatory coming up. Fajardo versus Yeah, I seen. Yep. I got that. Yep. I forgot the date. Is it April or May? I mean March. I seen that though. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Reyes from Argentina. Yeah, that should be fun. Fun fight. I want to see Kui get back in there. Hassan boy. I don't know what he's gonna do. I seen that he was supposed to fight like an eliminator a while ago, but then he went back to the amateurs. I'm not even sure. Where is Sonny at 112? Sonny retired, bro. Sonny Evers retired. His last fight. Um, who beat his ass? I forgot. Oh, Galal Yufai. Galal Yufai sent his ass to retirement. Yes, sir. That was over a year ago. Close to a year ago. Let me see. 108, Sim Street, IBF champion. He got Sergio Mendoza. I think that's April. I think that's probably gonna happen in April too. Man, I think we're gonna get a new champion. Sergio Mendoza is a young, strong fighter, southpaw. Got a lot of knockouts. Yeah, Sim Street can fight. He only been stopped one time. Only lost one time. Was stopped by Yabuki, but man, yeah, bro, Sonny. Yep, they got him out the game. He put on a trash performance. It was trash. If you're a fan of Sonny, man, don't go back and watch it. It was trash. He talked all that shit and went out there. He quit. That dude quit. He told his trainer he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to be there no more. Yeah. Yeah, he good. He out the game. Oh, let me see. Eric Badilio, he's the WC mandatory. But CP Freshmart, now Strong is defending the WC title against that shit slipped my mind. Awata's a former champion. And they fighting on March 15th on that same card with Donaire and Oscar Waga. That's pretty solid. Completely missing out. You good, bro? Yes, sir. Sunday, he commentating. He do commentating on the zone. He alright too. He's decent at commentating. My man Pedro Toleran. So my guy Anthony got news on him. Said he's got a fight coming up in the US. So that's good. Hopefully, I want to see that. I want to be able to go to that. He said Pachanga. That's like maybe an hour and some change for me. That's cool. Of course, we want to see this division unified. We getting a step closer. We got a rematch with Asa Colazo versus Melvin Jerusalem. They're looking like March the 14th. So yeah. And then the winner of that gotta fight Pedro for the IBF. They gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? This 105 ain't never been undisputed. And this will make some history because a lot of fans don't really come down this far. But it's actually a solid division. A lot of these guys don't fought each other already. But get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit been kind of lingering for years. You know what I'm saying? I think Galal Yufai is like Badilio. Oh, he taking he gonna take a step aside, or okay? They were the mandatory to get a step aside pay. Okay, Ashila, they decline. Okay, I got you. Damn, Bam really retired him. No, Bam didn't retire him. Galal Yufai retired Sonny. Galal Yufai. Yeah. It was after the Bam fight. My bro Mike in the building. What's good with you? Salute. So yeah, so that's the IBF rankings, man. Nothing really crazy. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't gonna get too much crazy shit with the IBF. They're pretty solid and decent with theirs. The IBF is the only sanctioned body that has the 2 vacant spots. The only way you get those vacant spots if you win a title eliminator. Sometimes the number 3 guy can get ordered as the mandatory, if like Maloney, if guys pull out the fight or a fight not happening, a fight get canceled, then they can request to be the mandatory after waiting. So that's what it is. The biggest, well, it ain't really no big thing for me that happened in these rankings. I know Keyshawn came in at number 4. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do. He said he want to fight Haney, so I would take that. That's a big fight right there. 2 big names. I'd take that. Let me see. We're still waiting to see what's gonna happen with Janabek. He's still currently the unified champion at middleweight. And then what else we got? I'm trying to get the cruiserweight real quick. Yeah, Jabataya. So the biggest news about the IBF today is Jabataya is defending his title against Brandon Glanton. Not sure if Zuffa Boxing is going to actually promote and acknowledge the IBF title because they putting the Zuffa title on the line. So, from my understanding, it will be for the IBF title and the Ring Magazine title, but they're going to throw in their first Zuffa title. So, these guys are fighting March the 8th. This is actually a really good fight because Brandon Glanton, his style, he's gonna put a lot of pressure on Ja. And Ja is a big puncher. He's a dangerous puncher. He's been putting dudes in the hospital, breaking necks, sleeping guys, breaking jaws. Like his 2025 been vicious. His 2025 was vicious. He got 2 knockout of the year candidates. You know what I'm saying? Like some people rarely get one in their career. He had 2 in 2025. David Naika in January last year, he slept him. That was crazy, crazy knockout. He fought the Italian guy in June, broke his jaw, stopped him, and then he broke my man's neck, Sin Cara, in December. But this the thing though, that when Jabataya really haven't fought top competition since the Breeders' fight. That's been a minute ago. That's been probably like 4 or 5 fights. So will that get to him facing a tough ass guy like Brandon Glanton, who ain't going nowhere? You know what I'm saying? You can hit him with everything. He's still there. Let's see. I want to see because Jabataya is a vicious puncher. He's mean. I like Jabataya. He mean. You know what I'm saying? He coming bringing that shit. He ain't fucking around. So let's get it. Looking forward to seeing Arabelle get some smoke. They've been dancing around my man for too long. Let's see. Um, yeah, let's see. He's in a good position, the best position he's been in, because, like I mentioned before, them ordering that fight and he's saying yes right away, he's gonna guarantee a title eliminator. Because if Lucas Body say no, they go down the list. I don't think Andy Cruz will accept it. They talk about him going to 130. Maybe he do, maybe he don't. I'm not sure. I think if it gets to Alan Sanchez, he may take it. He's from Argentina. He's a solid puncher. He's a southpaw. Joe Cordina, he's going down the WBO route. He's trying to be the mandatory for Abdullah Mason. Zor Adalev, he won the WBA gold title at 140. So I'm not sure if he's still campaigning at 35. I think it's going to get down to this Russian right here. I think he fights with IBA Pro. They got a bag too. They got some bread over there. They was the ones that hosted that event with Pulev and Gassiev when Deontay was there and all those luminaries, Deontay, Shazor, they had uh, Shannon Briggs, all the old school boxing heads. They had enough bread to bring all these guys over to their event. I'm pretty sure they can bring over Albert Bell if it get down to that. You know what I'm saying? Dimitri Asano, he just fought last week. He's number 4 in the WBC. He's with Eye of the Tiger, fights out there in Canada. So I'm not sure if it's going to get all the way down here, but it's a possibility. Because these guys may look at Albert Bell and be like, man, I'm cool. This dude's 6 foot. Man, hell no. I won't be surprised if they strip Janabek and Zanazaya's move up and fought for the vacant WBO. I would be. in this instance. Now I know what you where you get that because that's the WBO is a top rank belt, but for this case, it's not gonna happen right away because it's two guys already in position to fight for the vacant WBO. Whenever Janibek gets stripped, you got Denzel Bentley, who is a former opponent of Janibek, and then you have I forget his name. I forget how to say his first name, but his last name is Severia. I can go to the WBO rankings real quick and show you what I'm talking about. Those guys already was ordered to fight a WBO eliminator. And the WBO don't do a lot of eliminators. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They want to say they just like the sanction body that do the fewest sanction the fewest eliminators. They don't do eliminators like that. So I'm gonna go to it real quick and show you what I'm talking about. So in this case, I don't think Xander gonna move straight up and get that vacant WBO based on guys already in that position already. If it was another time or whatever, then I'm with you. I mean, he could move up and become the mandatory and get the opportunity right away. The WBO loves him, but to fight for the vacant title, not this time. Let me pull this up. There you go. I got you. Yeah. So number one versus number two, Denzel Bentley and Severia and Diri Severia. Severia it has the same team as Tim Zoo. Those guys, No Limit Promotions, they are aggressive matchmakers. As you guys can see, they pushing Liam Paro quick to get that IBF world title against Crocker. They pushing Tim Zoo back into a big fight. He just fought in December. Tim Zoo is coming right back in March, and then he's going to fight Earl Spence in the summer. So Severia is with that team, and they tapped in. Bentley is with Frank Warren. Frank Warren got just as much ties with the WBO than Top Rank does. So I don't see in this situation where Xander Zayas, if the title become vacant, he just jump right in and fight for the vacant title. Not in this instance. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, whoever wins that fight, because that fight may happen maybe on Tyson Fury's on the card or somebody's card coming up, Queensberry. But I think Xander can definitely fight the winner when he decides to move up. So I throw that at you. He can't get super champion status. Yeah, he can get super champion status, but when because the time frame, because you already got guys already committed to that vacant title fight. All guys already been committed. If they was already gonna fight for the number one spot, if Janibek get vacate, then they have rights to fight for the vacant title. So not like I said, not in this case. He'll get his super champion status and he can move up and fight the winner and all that good shit. But in this case, I'm gonna say no. If it wasn't a mandatory, if they haven't already ordered eliminator and stuff like that, I would say yeah, I'll be with you. But they already did, and they've been working on that fight for a long time. It's just been under the radar. A lot of people not gonna talk about it, but I got you. I ain't gonna leave you out there hanging. I think Xander, when he's ready to go up to 160, he'll definitely be, and he'll be the first in line to fight for any title, and WBO for sure because he's Puerto Rican and they fuck with him. So that's what it is. You got a little WBO rankings in here. Salute to everybody coming through the building though. I appreciate the time. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, bro, we'll be back definitely on the weekend. We're gonna cover this boxing. Yes, sir. Y'all know how we get down, man. Salute to everybody. That's my time, and I'm out.